Hello everyone, Prince1215 here, and I've got sort of a quick quasi-update video for you guys. Quasi because, well, I'll get to that here in a second. So, as many of you probably know, and if you don't know, you're about to know because I'm about to tell you again with this video, is that I'm working on a stop-motion adaptation of the Dark Island Trilogy, which, of course, was a series of graphic novels that came out in 2016 that are canon to the story, and they got a little cameo appearance and mention in the March of the Oni intro. So I've been working on this stop-motion adaptation of the trilogy to make it a little more easily accessible for everyone to watch and experience. So as of right now, as of the recording of this update video, I've sort of kind of hit a bit of a brick wall. Everything on my end that can be done is done right now. I am just waiting on a couple voice actors to get me their lines so I can continue editing. And some of them are being a little slow, but I mean that's totally fine. It's a volunteer project. I'm not paying them or anything. So as long as they get me the stuff eventually, it's totally fine. I understand that life takes precedence at times and everything. So I have to. So just whenever they can get me the lines, it's fine. But with that in mind, it's taking me a little bit longer to get this project completed than I thought it would because of that. Like I said, everything on my end is pretty much raring and ready to go. I just need the lines so I can actually edit stuff. I think I might end up doing a couple pickup shots for action scenes and stuff in part 3, but that's that's small. That's only going to take like a day's worth of filming at most, so it's not really that big a deal. The principal photography was done ages ago. I've got most of the visual effects and backgrounds and stuff done. So really the only thing that's blocking my progress now is those voice lines. But that's only on parts 2 and 3. Part 1 of the Dark Island Trilogy has actually been wrapped and completed, and it can be watched for a while now. So I come to you all with a question today. When do you want to see it? When do you want to see this project? Because like I said, it's taking a little longer than I thought, which is fine. It's better for a project to take a little longer and be done than it be completed and it be good than it be rushed and it not be good. So I'm always a fan of of someone taking their time with the project and not rushing something out. But I do have a third of it complete. So I sort of kind of feel a little, I don't want to say bad, but maybe guilty is a better, and I don't know why I feel this either, but I sort of kind of feel just a teensy bit guilty that I've got a third of it done and you guys haven't seen it yet. So I come to you with this question. When do you want to see part 1 of the Dark Island Trilogy? So you've got two options here. Option number 1 is that you see part 1 of the Dark Island Trilogy when parts 2 and 3 are complete. As of this time, as I said, because the voice actors haven't gotten back to me with all their stuff, I don't know when that will be. But I will say that whenever that is, whenever I do have parts 2 and 3 complete, there will be a consistent release schedule for the entire trilogy. They won't all go up at once. It'll be like part 1 goes up, then 2 weeks later part 2 will go up, then 2 weeks later part 3 will go up. Something like that, some sort of consistent time frame that you schedule that you can expect each part to go up, so that way I spread it out a little bit, but they're also out in a timely manner where it's like, I'm going to make you wait 3 months in between parts. No, I'm not. I wouldn't do that. It'd be fairly quickly. I'd release the whole thing over the course of like a month and a half or 2 months, so it'd be like 2 or 3 weeks in between parts, but that's not that big a wait, especially with how large these parts are, because I can say that part 1 is a half hour. I'm not rounding up with that either. It's not 24 minutes. No, it is actually a half hour, 30 minutes long. So these are, and part 2 and 3 are going to be pretty close to that, I'm pretty sure as well. So they're really decent length stop motions here. So the waiting 2 or 3 weeks in between parts, I think, is totally fair. So that way I don't do all this work and then it's all out immediately. I want to spread it out a little bit, and then that way that gives you guys time to digest each part and go, oh yeah, I love this thing in part 1. Oh, I love this thing in part 2. Man, I can't wait to see how they kind of build anticipation a little bit. So that is option number one. So that is option number one, is you will wait and wait until everything is complete, and then I release everything in a consistent schedule. Option number two is that I release part one independently very soon, and then part 2 and 3 will come at some point in the future whenever they're done. Again, I don't have a date for you guys on that yet because, as I've explained. So that's option 2, is that, hold on, let me pull up my calendar here, is that depending on your responses in the comments to this YouTube video or in the Twitter post that I made for this, if you all want to see part 1 as soon as possible, then part 1 will premiere on the 27th of March. So that is about 2 weeks from when I'm recording this video and when this video goes live on YouTube. I want there and then if you guys want to see part 1 on the 27th of March, again specifying that you will see part 1 and then there will be an indefinite period until parts 2 and 3 are released. So it could be 3 or 4 months before. I seriously hope not. Who knows? But part 1 will come out, and then there will be this indefinite period before the next parts are ready to go. So depending on which option you would prefer, comment that in this video, or on, like I said, or on the Twitter post that this video is going to be in, and then on the 19th of March I will make my decision on, well, I won't be, hold on, let me reword that. I won't be making a decision, you guys will be making a decision. I will look at the consensus of the comments and what everyone says, and then I will decide, and then I will state on the 19th of March on if the first part will premiere on the 27th, or if it will not premiere, and then you guys decided to wait for all 3 parts to be released in a consistent time frame. So yeah, that is the options that you guys have to weigh over. At this point, if you really want my opinion on this, I feel like you guys maybe should want to wait, so that way you guys can get each part released in a consistent time frame and in a schedule. Like I said, I think you guys would really prefer option 1, but I know that's not how the internet works sometimes, and sometimes you want things now. You want things as soon as possible. So if that is the case, then sure, I'll go ahead and release part 1 on the 27th if that's what you all want. And of course, releasing it on part 1 might give you guys an idea of what to expect for parts 2 and 3, and so maybe you're a little bit on the fence, so you'd rather, so you're the kind of thing, you don't know really, because I haven't released a trailer or much footage, or really any footage from this project yet, because I wanted to wait until I've got a lot done. So maybe you're on the fence about this at all, and it's like I don't know what to expect from this. So maybe you'd prefer part 1 to come out just so you kind of will have an idea of what parts in 2 or 3 will be like, and I can totally understand and see that as well. So yeah, those are the 2 options you guys have to mull over. Remember to leave a comment on which option you would prefer down in the comments or on the Twitter post that will be going live when this video goes live. So also remember to share it with your friends and stuff, anyone else that might be interested in watching the Dark Island Trilogy, and so I can get their opinions as well, because I think because I have about half of part 2 edited. I've been able to edit as much as I can edit on part 2, so I've got about half of it done. And so part 1 is completely done. I'm about halfway done on part 2 and awaiting more lines. The stuff I've got done here is, I think, really, really good, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy this project. So I'm just eager for you guys to see it, and I think you're all going to really like it. But again, at this point, it's down to you on when you guys want to see it. So I'll go ahead and leave it at that, and I look forward to seeing your comments down below. So thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more updates on the Dark Island Trilogy and any other projects I do. Those links are down in the description below, and I will see you guys next time in a week's time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.